All right, today we're diving into a really powerful lesson from feudal Japan. It's for anyone out there who has these huge dreams but, well, struggles to actually get started. We're calling it the samurai method for action.
Okay, so let me just ask you a question and be honest with yourself here. Do you ever feel like you're incredibly ambitious, you've got these massive goals, but when it comes time to do the work, you just feel lazy? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone.
To really get to the bottom of this feeling, I want to tell you a story from feudal Japan about this young samurai named Yuki. See, Yuki dreamed of becoming the greatest warrior in the entire land. He'd spend his days just imagining these epic victories, thinking about all the honor he was going to bring to his clan.
But Yuki's story, well, it's not really one of triumph. It's more of a cautionary tale about something we can call the dreamer's trap.
This slide just lays it out perfectly. On the one side, you have Yuki's massive dreams, right? Mastering weapons, winning battles. And on the other side, you have his reality. The simple little excuses he'd use to put off the hard work. Oh, the weather isn't quite right for training today. Or, I don't feel so well. That gap between ambition and action is the absolute heart of the problem. And this inaction, it had real painful consequences. As the years went by, younger, more disciplined warriors just blew right past him. And here's the crazy part. His big dreams, instead of making him stronger, actually made him weaker. His brain would give him this little dopamine hit just for thinking about his goals, for planning everything out. So he felt like he was making progress without ever lifting a single finger. In the end, his ambition didn't become a source of strength. It became a trap of regret.
So this brings us to the real core of the issue, what we can call the motivation myth. And it's a huge misunderstanding of how we humans actually get things done.
Most of us, just like Yuki, we operate on this basic assumption. We believe that first, step one, you have to feel that spark of motivation. You got to feel inspired. And only then, step two, can you actually take action. We're always waiting for that perfect feeling to strike.
But the samurai? They understood the truth is the complete opposite. Action comes first. You take one small action. That action creates a tiny bit of momentum, and it's that momentum that finally sparks the feeling we call motivation. You see? You don't wait for motivation, you go out and create it yourself.
There's this amazing analogy for this whole mindset. Waiting around for motivation, it's like waiting for perfect weather before starting a journey. You may wait forever. And while you're waiting for the sun to come out, everyone else who is willing to walk in a little rain, they're already miles down the road.
Okay, so what's the solution? How do we actually put this into practice? Well, the samurai had a principle for this, a whole philosophy that masters like the legendary Miyamoto Musashi live by. It's called the way of Kaizen.
Kaizen no Mi literally means the way of small improvements. And the idea is so simple, but it's profound. Greatness isn't built in some sudden burst of genius or inspiration. No, it's forged in the quiet, humble, and, let's be honest, sometimes boring rhythm of just showing up and doing the thing every single day.
Just look at how this compounds over time. Imagine a student who feels totally lazy, but he commits to practicing just one single sword form every morning. That's it. On day one, it feels like nothing, totally insignificant. But a month later, that movement is automatic. 6 months in, his discipline is way deeper. And after a year of these tiny, consistent steps, he's built a solid foundation for real mastery. Meanwhile, his friends who waited to feel motivated, they're still standing at the starting line.
So let's just reinforce this key idea, because it's everything. It all comes back to a simple law of physics, but applied to our lives. Action creates momentum.
The great samurai teacher Yagyu Munenori just said it perfectly. The sword that waits for perfect conditions never leaves its sheath. If you're always waiting for the right mood, the right moment, the perfect plan, your sword is just going to stay put. You will never, ever get started. Acting when things aren't perfect, that's the entire game. And let's be really blunt about it. All that endless planning we do, all the researching, the getting ready, it feels super productive, doesn't it? But if it isn't paired with actual practice, it's just procrastination in a clever disguise.
And this all leads us to the final and maybe the most important mindset shift of all. It's about making a conscious choice to prioritize your commitment over your feelings.
Just look at the difference here. The path of weakness is basically saying, I'll do it when I feel like it. That means you're letting your random, fleeting emotions run your life. But the path of strength, that's saying, I will do this whether I feel like it or not. It's about trusting the systems you've built, trusting your habits, not how you happen to feel on some random Tuesday morning. It's about acting despite the resistance.
This is the mantra. This is the sentence that ties it all together. It's what you say to yourself when you don't feel like it. I am not controlled by my feelings. I am guided by my commitments. That right there is a declaration of freedom from the tyranny of waiting for motivation.
So, we're going to end by turning this all back to you. Right here, right now. Don't think about the entire mountain you have to climb. Forget about waiting to feel ready. The only thing that actually matters is the answer to this one question. What is your one, small, almost laughably simple step that you can take today?